Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, even after numerous complaints, a Victoria man warns the stray animal problem is becoming dangerous. Plus, a 0 on a student paper leads to a major controversy at the University of Oklahoma, the fallout that ended a career. And an 11-year-old girl's quick thinking and brave actions help her escape a dangerous situation.
You know, I'd say the weather would be quite nice if we were in April, but we're in December. We do have a cold front that'll come to help bring back that winter. We'll talk about that coming up.
Plus, a routine grocery trip takes an unexpected turn when registers go down at an H-E-B, the gesture that defines Christmas spirit. You're watching 25 News now at 5. Good afternoon and thanks for being with us. I'm Shawna Currie. A Victoria resident says the stray cat problem in his neighborhood has gotten completely out of hand even after he has made multiple complaints. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley spoke with him today. And Ray, what did he tell you when you talked to him today?
Yes, Shawna, you might remember local resident Leslie Yendry. We talked to him a few months ago when he said a stray cat problem was causing safety and health concerns at his home. Now he says it's taking a turn for the worse. Yendry says Tuesday morning he heard a loud noise outside his home. He went out to find 3 dogs attacking one of the stray cats. Yendry says he tried to use a shovel to put the cat back in the neighbor's yard, but instead the cat crawled under his porch. When he called animal control, it took almost 2 hours for someone to show up.
It's heart-wrenching. I love animals. Just to give them food and leave them in the cold and the heat and they don't get shots, they don't get neutered, they don't nothing. All they do is get some stuff put in a bowl and that's it.
Yendry says he's made multiple complaints to Animal Services. He wants the city ordinance to change and also encourages people to not feed stray cats. A spokesperson with the Victoria County Animal Services says the incident is currently under investigation and wouldn't comment. Shawna?
Here are some of the top headlines in the Port Lavaca Wave. Artist Chancellor Havlick paints a supersized tribute to sports in Seadrift. Plus, the Memorial Medical Center Board of Managers voiced concern about the hospital's current and future finances after reporting a financial loss for November. To read these stories and more, go to portlavacawave.com. Well, I have to keep reminding myself that today is Christmas Eve, because it's hard to believe when you step outside, and not so much that it's warm, but just how humid it is outside.
Yeah, it is definitely. It's feeling more like April, closer to Easter than it is here for Christmas. Almost like the Grinch has, control of the forecast right now. But taking a look outside, not too bad of a day looking outside, but it was a bit warm here. We're now at 76 degrees. Humidity has picked up here just a bit at 74%, and the winds continue to pick up out of the east-southeast. And with the rising of these humidity and the dew point, we're going to continue to once again see fog roll in here later tonight there along the coastline, likely to see it right around sundown, and then it'll pick up here for us here in Victoria right around 10 p.m. and then it'll continue to grow in density there by 1 a.m. Thursday. And then here's your white Christmas that you were hoping for, but it's just in a different form there. 6 a.m. we're looking at half a mile of visibility that's going to be blanketing the entirety of the crossroads, and it's looking like around 9 a.m. we'll start to see some clearing take place. But I get it, it's not what you're looking for, but take a look at your Christmas cookie forecast. It's going to be a bit warm once again for the day, but we have a cold front on the way. We'll talk about that coming up. Shawna?
Well, an instructor at the University of Oklahoma is no longer teaching after a dispute over a student paper on gender. According to the New York Times, student Samantha Fulnecki wrote an essay supporting traditional gender definitions based on biblical teachings, calling the idea of multiple genders a lie and demonic. Instructor Mel Kurth gave the paper a 0, saying it did not meet assignment requirements. Fulnecki appealed, and the university agreed, removing the assignment from her final grade. University officials put Kurth on leave, reviewed her grading history, and said the incident was isolated. They later announced she would no longer have teaching duties. Kurth has hired an attorney and is considering legal options. Police say an 11-year-old girl escaped an alleged kidnapping attempt by fighting back against her attacker. The incident happened around 5:30 in the afternoon at an apartment complex soccer field in Vancouver, Oregon. Court documents say the girl was playing with friends when 31-year-old Jerson Hartman approached her, grabbed her phone and arm, and told her to come with him. Police say the girl then kicked Hartman in the groin and ran to safety.
I mean, brave little girl. I mean, some kids just, panic. So for her able to quick thinking, her mom must have taught her, you just kick them where it counts and run like crazy.
Neighbors say he is well known in the area where children regularly play. Hartman has pleaded not guilty to the charges. If you see news happening, call our newsroom at 361-576-0026 or send us an email to staff@crossroadstoday.com. And here are some of this week's top headlines in the Cuero Record, from tragedy to triumph and major milestones. A look back at the first half of 2025. And the Republican women of the Yoakum area announced the winners of the 16th annual Constitution Essay Contest. To read these stories and more, visit DeWittCountyToday.com. Well, Christmas came early for a group of shoppers in North Texas. A glitch shut down the store's computer system on Monday, and it brought the checkout lines to a standstill. As Natalie Haddard shows us, that is when the store manager shocked everyone with a very special gift.
It started as a routine grocery run, the kind millions of Texans make every week. But inside this Burleson H-E-B, something wasn't working.
All right, guys.
Registers down, lines backing up, shoppers waiting and wondering whether they'd have to leave empty-handed.
H-E-B, we love having you as our customers. Thank you for waiting with us.
But then came the surprise. Instead of turning customers away,
So today, everything that you have, we are going to bag you up, and we hope every one of you have a very Merry Christmas.
H-E-B employees told them to take their groceries home for free. Carts full, no charge.
There's probably about 1,000 people in the store, at least.
Among them, Melinda Brown. She lives on a fixed income, caring full-time for her husband. And this week, she's preparing for family dinner at Christmas.
I had probably about 4 or 5 bags full of stuff because I've got grandkids coming.
So when Melinda heard those words at checkout,
Bagging them and then you tell them Merry Christmas.
she says it felt like more than good timing.
Made a difference to me because my husband has ALS. He's bedridden and we're struggling. Everybody on a fixed income is struggling right now.
We reached out to H-E-B and simply asked why. And they told us the customer experience is at the heart of what they do.
This is what Christmas is all about. So thank you very much.
No paperwork, no questions, just a moment of relief at a time when Melinda says relief is hard to come by.
Thank you so much.
For her, it was a reminder that kindness can show up when you least expect it,
And that's my H-E-B.
right at the checkout line.
And interestingly enough, H-E-B only operates stores in Texas and a few in Mexico. Well, stay with us. Straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5, new aerial images show the devastating power of an explosion that rocked a nursing home near Philadelphia. Plus, millions of families get federal food assistance, but a new study is showing a troubling gap that is still leaving children hungry. Now to Pennsylvania, where a devastating explosion at a nursing home killed 2 people. ABC's Olivia Rubin talks to officials who describe their harrowing efforts pulling survivors out of the building any way they could.
Today, new pictures from above showing the power of the blast that tore through the nursing home near Philadelphia. Tons of twisted metal tossed on the roof, collapsing into the building.
The explosion was really quite catastrophic.
Firefighters were already on scene investigating reports of a gas odor at the Bristol Health and Rehab Center when the blast happened.
Silver Lake Nursing Home reporting an explosion.
Emergency crews racing into the building to evacuate the 120 residents and staff as thick black smoke and flames filled the sky.
We got everyone out that we could find, that we could see, and we exited the building. Within approximately 15 to 30 seconds of us exiting the building, there was another explosion and fire.
First responders pulling residents from windows, stairwells, and elevators.
I have a brother-in-law over there. I have some friends that works there. This guy, keep praying for him.
Officials also confirming 2 people died.
It's so devastating, and it's like a big family in there.
Officials also saying at least 20 people were injured here too. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, New York.
Programs like SNAP and WIC help put food on the table for families in need, but they may not be enough to help some families from going hungry. For millions of families trying to make ends meet, programs like WIC and SNAP are a vital safety net. But a new study asks a tough question. Are we still letting some children slip through the cracks? Researchers at Montefiore and Albert Einstein Hospital found that even with enrollment for these benefits, 1 in 7 children still may not have enough to eat. So who's struggling the most? Those living below the poverty line, children with special health care needs, and surprisingly, families with some college or technical training who make too much money to qualify for full benefits. These findings highlight that when it comes to federal assistance, access alone is not enough. Not all needs are created equal, and the most vulnerable deserve focused support so that no child goes hungry. If you or someone you know needs help affording food, reach out to your local WIC or SNAP office for resources. Well, there were no jackpot winners in Monday's Powerball. That means the grand prize for the game's next drawing, which is tonight, could be $1.7 billion. While no one hit the jackpot Monday night, 9 tickets did win $1 million prizes by matching all 5 white balls. None of those tickets were sold in Texas, unfortunately. But a mathematics and computer science professor at Davidson College talks about the science behind hitting the lottery.
For me, I believe it's the dream of being a billionaire, that for one day you just have to buy that one ticket and you get to dream of being a billionaire. And in this time of the holiday season, there's a lot of joy that comes with that. So if you have the money, enjoy the dream.
Well, Powerball said the jackpot has only been won on Christmas Eve once in the game's history. So take your chances. Well, to get more news, weather, and sports headlines, come to our website, crossroadstoday.com.
Temperatures today got up to 81 degrees with a low of 68. That was this morning, well above the average, and we're close to that record there of 84 degrees back in 1948. We've got a cold front on the way. We'll talk about that coming up. let's take a look at this house here from in Victoria, thanks to Vivian. Now this reminds me of something like, like a run club almost. I would definitely have like a run club at this house, just the way the arches are there on the sidewalk. Thank you again, Vivian, for sending that in. But let's talk about the shower activity. That was about a 10% chance for some rain. We did see a little bit more activity pick up around Wharton County. That's what Future Tracker was showing yesterday. And a couple little isolated showers in our county, as well as around Calhoun County as well. So about a 10% chance. If you saw it, congrats, you got that 10%. Maybe you should go get some Powerball as well. But other than that, we're going to continue with the 10% chance for the day, as well as likely for tomorrow here for Christmas. So we'll likely see just a little sprinkle once again here for the mid-morning, late morning, mid-afternoon. We'll say that. That's about the area where we'll start to see about a 10% chance for some shower activity. But overall, like I said, giving it about a 10% chance for that day. But overall, it's going to be quite warm here. We're talking temperatures in the 80s. And then look at this drop off. 57 for the high Monday morning. Yes, that's right. We're back into winter. We go from 83 down to 57 from a frontal system that moves in there Sunday night into Monday morning. And here's what Future Tracker is going to be showing us here as the frontal system begins to approach here by Saturday afternoon. It'll make its way into Texas Sunday morning, and there it is, 1 p.m. Sunday. And look how cold the air is right behind it. It's a very cold blast of air that's going to be rolling down here. So we're looking at Monday at 3 a.m. for the boundary line to approach here, as temperatures will be right around 55 degrees as the system moves down south. And that's going to be our high for Monday. It's going to be 53 degrees for the afternoon time, and well, 30s well up in the Texas Panhandle. And the low is going to be right around close to the upper 30s as well, with some areas likely seeing some isolated freezing for Tuesday morning as well as Wednesday morning. So giving it at 39 to 42 degrees here for Victoria Tuesday morning. So have that jacket handy because you're going to need it. And along with this front, likely going to be seeing a little bit of a brief shower at the leading edge of the front there. So about a 30% chance for rain there very early Monday morning. So going to get back into the swing of things, but we still got to get through these next couple of days. So for your Christmas, 80 degrees, getting the 70 or south-southeasterly winds at about 10 miles per hour. It is going to be a bit of a foggy start, but looking around 9 a.m. for it to begin to clear up here in Victoria. So you can go get outside and enjoy this quote-unquote spring-like Christmas is what we'll call it. So Port Lavaca, more on the foggier side, going to last a little bit past 9 a.m. as well. Cuero going to be starting off in the fog, a little bit more on the cloudy side, and then we'll start to see more partly cloudy skies. So overall, going to be a bit of a warm forecast until we get to Monday, and then we have that big drop off with colder temperatures. And mind, it is going to be quite windy as well, with close to 35 to 40 mile per hour gust winds as the system pushes through. And then we look to Wednesday, New Year's Eve, and well, I think that's about New Year's Eve weather. 63 degrees. It'll be quite cold New Year's Eve at nighttime as well. So bundle up, get that jacket ready. We're getting back into winter. Now don't forget to scan the QR code for more news, weather, and sports. We're sending it back to Shawna.
All right, just have to wait a few days to wear any of those new sweaters. Well, still to come, the federal minimum wage has not changed in years, but now states are stepping in with their own solutions. Stocks go into the holiday break in the green. The Dow up almost 290 points. The S&P 500 rose 1/3%, and the Nasdaq climbed 51 points. The price of oil inched up 2 cents to $58.40 per barrel. Gold surged past $4,500 an ounce for the first time. Silver and platinum also hit record highs. Investors are betting on precious metals to hedge against geopolitical and trade risks and on expectations of further rate cuts in the U.S. next year. Sales for U.S. retailers have increased by about 4% so far this holiday season. That's according to Visa and MasterCard. Both companies note retailers that rolled out early promotions helped sales. Well, nearly 24 states and Washington, D.C. will be raising their minimum wages for 2026. In some areas, the higher rates will be more than double the current federal minimum wage. Jen Sullivan looks at how much more people will be making in some areas and what this could mean for the overall economy.
Millions of Americans could soon receive higher paychecks. That's because 22 states and D.C. are raising their hourly minimum wages in 2026. In 2009, the federal minimum wage was raised to $7.25 an hour. It hasn't changed since. That's why many states, like the ones in dark blue on this map, have already set higher minimum wages. The highest is in Washington, D.C. at $17.95 an hour, more than double the federal minimum wage.
It will definitely help people at the lower end of the income distribution.
Amit Babapil is a professor of economics at Rochester Institute of Technology. He says while it's good news, it's not going to solve the affordability crisis.
Wealth inequality in the United States, where the difference between the 1%ers and the 99%ers is staggeringly large.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the amount of hourly workers who earned the federal minimum wage or less last year was around 1%.
The vast majority of employees at small businesses already earn above.
Andrew Chamberlain is the principal economist at Gusto, an HR payroll firm. He says history shows small changes in wages don't have a huge effect on businesses.
Companies either absorb the cost or they'll pass some of it forward in the form of higher prices to consumers.
Most of the wage increases will take effect January 1st. Oregon, Alaska, and Florida will raise their hourly minimum wages later in the year. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
The struggling U.S. Postal Service has a plan to bring in more cash, but it could end up costing the agency its biggest customer, Amazon. USPS currently partners with the online retail giant to deliver some Amazon orders, a deal that reportedly brings in about $6 billion a year, money the Postal Service cannot really afford to lose. But now the post office plans to open up its distribution centers to bids from other shippers. That move appears to have caught Amazon off guard. An Amazon spokesperson says the uncertainty could lead the company to scale back its use of USPS and that Amazon is now weighing all of its options. Well, Christmas Eve gets more exciting when you can watch Santa's Progress, the 70-year tradition that's helping families tonight. We'll take a look at it.
ABC's David Muir, the most watched newscast in America. More Americans watch ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir than any other newscast.
Well, you can once again track Santa tonight as he delivers presents across the world with the NORAD Santa Tracker. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, is carrying on its Santa Tracker tradition. This is the 70th year.
Oh, wow.
I had not realized that they've been doing it for that long, but after leaving the North Pole, Santa's journey usually starts in the Pacific Ocean. He then stops by the South Pacific, New Zealand, Australia, Asia, Africa, Western Europe, and then finishes up here in the Americas. You can find a link to the tracker on the Crossroads Today website and Facebook page. Google and Global Flight Tracking Service, Flight Radar 24. They also have Santa trackers tonight. So I know a lot of the kids are going to say, "Where's Santa? Where's Santa?" And the parents are going to say, "You need to get in bed so Santa can come."
Yeah. I'm sure Santa's going to be asking, where's the house? Because there's going to be a lot of fog.
Yeah, hopefully he has a really
night.
good GPS on board.
Yes. Make sure you have those Christmas lights on. The fog is going to be rolling in here later this afternoon, or later this evening, excuse me. Right around 9 p.m. we'll start to see more fog roll in from the Gulf. And then it'll be around peak intensity there, or peak very dense, around 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then clear up right around 9. And then we're going to have to continue to deal with more fog later in the coming future, as well as very warm conditions. But don't worry, there is hope. Monday morning, there will be a front, and we'll be back into the 50s and likely some low 30s for Tuesday morning.
A little more seasonable.
Definitely more seasonable. All
right. And of course, we're watching Santa too. We want to know where he is and make sure that, you know, he's on track. And right now he's in Morocco. So plenty of time to get dinner and get the kids to bed. So, well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here for 25 News.